My landlord texted me, "Rent's going up $750. Take it or be out by the 1st." I didn't argue or negotiate. I just replied, "I'll leave my keys on the counter Friday." He didn't realize until the IRS called that I'd spent 3 years doing his books off the books, and I'd just filed everything on my way out. Gerald inherited the building from his father 6 years ago. I was already a tenant. He made his approach clear at our first meeting, sliding a new lease across the table without sitting down. I run things lean. If that's a problem, there's a waiting list. It wasn't a conversation. It was a policy announcement with eye contact. I was also a licensed CPA. I'd spent 12 years doing forensic accounting for small businesses, nonprofits, and attorneys who needed financial messes untangled during litigation. Gerald found out when he overheard me on the phone with a client in the hallway. Within a week, he knocked on my door. Not as a landlord, as someone who needed help. Could I look at his rental income spreadsheets casually? No formal engagement. He'd take $175 off rent. Could I help categorize his repair expenses before tax season? Another $200 credit. Could I review his numbers before he met with his accountant each April? He'd call it a neighborly exchange. For 3 years, I was his financial infrastructure. I organized his ledgers, reconciled his bank statements against reported income, structured his deductions. I never signed an engagement letter. I was never retained as his accountant. There was no formal client relationship. In exchange, my rent stayed at $1,180, while units around me climbed past $1,500. I saw everything. 4 units with tenants paying cash that never appeared on any income statement. Security deposits collected and never reported. A $22,000 insurance payout for storm damage claimed as a loss, but never used for repairs. The money went to a boat slip in Chesapeake. Invoices from his cousin's company for repair work that was never performed. Depreciation filed on improvements that never happened. None of it was my liability. All of it was documented in the files I organized for him. Files he never asked to have returned because he forgot they existed. Then, Gerald got engaged. His fiancée had a friend who managed properties professionally. New management company, new software, new rent structure. My unit went from $1,180 to $1,930 overnight. I sent one reply. Keys on the counter by Friday. He called that evening. Said he appreciated what I'd done, but the market had shifted. Said it wasn't personal. Said the comps were the comps. I told him I understood the numbers perfectly. The week I moved out, I filed a formal report with the IRS Whistleblower Office, Form 211. 3 years of reconciled records. Bank statements matched against reported income, unreported cash tenants, the insurance payout, the fabricated invoices, the phantom improvements. I included his tax ID, his filed returns, and my professional assessment of the total discrepancy. Unreported income north of $185,000 across 3 tax years. Gerald received his first audit notice 14 weeks later. He called 9 times in 2 days. The voicemails started businesslike. Could we talk? There might be a misunderstanding. By the 4th, his voice had changed. By the 7th, he was asking what I'd done. By the 9th, he sat quiet for 30 seconds and hung up. 3 days later, one final voicemail. "You had all my records." I did. He gave them to me voluntarily, outside any professional engagement. No signed agreement, no retainer, no confidentiality obligation. He handed a forensic accountant his entire financial history and compensated me with rent credits that were themselves unreported. What the IRS received was a licensed CPA's formal assessment backed by the landlord's own documentation. I didn't fabricate a number. I didn't steal a file. Every record was given to me willingly. Every discrepancy was real. Under the whistleblower program, the person who files receives a percentage of everything the government collects. Penalties, interest, all of it. Gerald wanted to save money by replacing me with software. He forgot I wasn't just a tenant who was good with numbers.